I believe in cheating respectfully. I never tell my man like, oh, you can go cheat on me. So cheating respectfully to me is cheating where I don't find out, is having control over your other women, is using condoms and not having babies. Like, cheat respectfully, because believe it or not, your man is cheating.
I suspect that the problem with this is that she don't want to encourage it, but she don't want to know, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing me, keep it on the low.
But that's
because her heart can't take it anymore.
so stop.
Your life has part 1, part 2, part 3, but they're all the same. Like, welcome back. Do not mind that. That's a topic for another day.
Well, we're gonna do another meme reaction for you guys. Haven't done these in a while. But Nate sent me this message. I'll never understand why people cheat when you can literally just be single and do what you want without hiding it. Lol. What were you thinking when you sent this film?
No, I was just thinking, like, because I've had discussions with people, you know, so many discussions with people, and they'll be saying, like, I've been hurt by this person's, or, you know, obviously cheating. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, why do people cheat? If you want to go and be with someone else, why not leave the person you're with? Okay, so what I was thinking, like, what I was thinking when I saw this, we just had a discussion, so you will see that we edited something else. But what I was thinking when I saw this, because I've had discussions with people, like, yo, this person hurt me, or this happened, and it, you know, like, cheating. And I'm just like, why do people cheat when you could literally tell the person, like, listen, respectfully, I do not want to be with you anymore. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Like, I'm not, but this is my feelings. I don't think we're gonna work. I want to pursue other things or other people, and leave it at that. But then my question is, why do people cheat? So I even, like, you know, I've had discussions with people, and they've even said something. But before we get to that, like, sorry, saying he has a mosquito bite. He's like, oh yeah, mosquito bite. Oh,
he's flexing now.
Oh yeah, look at my mosquito bite. Oh,
oh, mosquito bite over there.
What do you think about the whole thing? Like,
I agree, like, it's a simple thing, right?
Yeah.
If you really feel that way. But here's my thing, right? I'm not condoning anything, by the way, disclaimer. Why did you look down like that?
I just know.
He's like, oh, here we go. Sorry. Here's my thing, right? Cheating, essentially, from what I understand, is done when one of the... This guy's looking at me, fam. Cheating occurs when a partner feels like they're not getting something from their partner, right? When they feel. I'm not saying, like,
you're not saying it's right.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying the partner isn't providing something, therefore the person goes and cheats. I'm saying that they feel that they're not receiving something from their partner in the relationship, whatever it might be. There's so many things in a relationship we need to give to each other that we're not receiving. Some form of efforts in some way. So they feel that cheating, they go out and cheat. It's a rash thing to do, you know what I mean? It's an impetuous way of thinking. You just go out and, you know what, I'm not getting this from my partner. You feel some kind of spark with someone else, and then they go out and cheat. So cheating for me, in my head, is a manifestation of a lack of communication. Because like you said, why don't they go to the person and tell them, this is what I feel like I'm missing from you? It's what I feel like is missing in this relationship. You know, what can we do about this, and work through that problem together? Because at the end of the day, they might be wrong, which is why they acted to cheat. Their way of acting was wrong.
Yes.
A few moments later.
No, I don't even know.
I lost my train of thought.
So you were talking about, it's a manifestation of lack of communication. Boom.
Yeah, right there. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I was saying. So that person's issue essentially is the fact that they just poor at communicating as well.
Yeah.
And also that they're rash to go out and think that no, cheating's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thinking. That's the way. That's how I see it.
And I also think it's the coward way out, because communication is not easy.
That's the harder part.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, most
to actually go to your partner
relationships,
and be like, you know.
that's the thing. Most relationships fall or fail because of lack of communication. You can go out and have fun and travel to places together. You can have meals together, but actually talking and getting to understand each other, that is actually really difficult. So I think it's the easier way out. But I also come from this point, but I love that what you said, the manifestation of lack of communication. Woo! Man is dropping out bars.
Actually.
Whoa. Even the friends are like, yeah. I come from a place where I just think it's number one, really selfish, and number two, the person might also lack something within. It's not so much, oh, the other person not giving me enough. Like,
yeah, they might actually be doing the most,
yeah,
and it's still not enough for them
because
they're lacking. Yeah,
it will never be enough because you don't love yourself enough. So you're always going to be searching to feel loved. But if you loved yourself, even you wouldn't have to go and search another place because that's what you're actually looking for. Like when you go out, you're looking for attention. You're looking for love. When you look at it, it's actually something inside that is broken, and you're needing something, and that's where I think it comes from. Because what if your partner is now busy working hard for you? It could be a guy or a girl, but working hard, holding it down for the family. Now they're battling to get as much time with you, but they still love you. Now you say, okay, they're not giving me enough time, so I'm gonna go off somewhere. Whereas this person is sweating day and night so that you have food on the table. And in this day and age, you'll find women going out there and working, you'll find men going out there and working for the family. So they're sweating day and night so that you can be fed, you can be taken care of. I think, yeah, it's selfish, and it's a thing from within. The cheated goes through a depression phase, and the cheater, because now if they try and reconcile, as the cheater, you're always gonna feel like, man, I'm not good enough. And as the cheated on, you're always gonna feel like, paranoid. I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
So both sides feel that kind of pain. But I wanted to ask you a question. What I wanted to ask you, yes?
One eternity later.
So my question I have to pose to you, right? If you had to be the person that cheated on someone, would you stay with them? Would you try and stay with them and work through it?
Okay, so let's say I've already cheated.
Yeah.
And you said, would I try to stay with them to work it out? Sure. It's a tough one to answer from this perspective because my reasons for cheating, it depends on my reasons for cheating. Was I cheating with the other person because I felt like I want to be with them kind of thing? Yeah. Was it a lust thing? You know what I mean? So it depends on the circumstance. So in the latter, if it was a lust thing, I feel like I messed up. And maybe I would try to reconcile with the person I was with. And initially, the person I was with previously, I picked that person for a reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. I trust that I picked that person for a reason, and that was my person. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I made the right choice initially. Yeah. Things can happen. It's life. Yeah. I may have made a choice that wasn't good for me, and then acted rashly, and then cheated, like I said, and not communicating, like I previously said. So, it really depends. Yeah, on the circumstance and why.
But initially, it's hard to see yourself like that. It's hard
because there's so much around.
That's not the kind of
because I'm not
person
there, you know what I mean.
Even so that you're not there, but it's not the kind of person
that would you know what I mean. Yeah.
But then the real question I wanted to ask you is, if you were cheated on, like, would you stay? And also for you guys, if you guys were cheated on, would you stay with the person?
I would say a hard no, 90% of the time. I'd say 90% because, like I said, there's a lot of times where you think you would do certain things in a situation, but you just haven't been there yet. So you can't say for sure. You haven't been tested yet. You know what I mean? And that's what makes humans human in that sense. Situation changes, environment changes, and entails that you should change as well, or you can change. Yeah. You know what I mean? So right now, as I say, probably not. A person betrayed my trust, and that's like the biggest thing for me. Mm-hmm. So. No, most of the time. How about you?
Both questions as well?
Yeah. Shoot, first one.
First one
I'm actually very interested in. You know, answer the second question first, because the first one's a juicy one for me. So answer the second question.
The second question.
Would you stay with the person you cheat on?
No. But I'll tell you, it's hard to say no, because the thing about the brain.
It's hard to say no.
I would say no, like I wouldn't want to stay with the person, and I wouldn't. But here's the messed up thing about the brain. Now you feel like you have to prove something to someone that you're good enough. So that's the mess up. So that in that situation, you feeling like I need to show them that I'm good enough to be with them, and that can keep. I feel like that's why a lot of people actually stay after they've been cheated on or hurt. There are a lot of other reasons, like for different people, kids and stuff like that. That's but. I wouldn't. It's just too painful because let me paint a picture. We out in Italy, in Venice, right? That's where they have all the
remains
on one of those gondolas, and we smiling, we having, you know, a glass of non-alcoholic champagne, and then you give me a kiss, then I remember what you did. That would eat me inside.
Charles, eh?
I told you.
This guy takes a toll.
I wouldn't.
I remember what you did.
And now
And
you
the
hold
epitome
it.
of the most romantic point. It's like, that's when you remember. It's like, you know
No,
what?
because at that point, that's when she's like,
This wine is tasting sour, bro.
I love you so much, and then boom, that thing comes. Yeah, but if
Do
you
you
did,
though?
eh?
If you really did. No, I
I
get
don't
you.
know. Like I just struggle with that.
And I get you on the pain of the whole not being good enough thing, because that's my thing as well. When it comes to, I'd imagine if I was cheated on, you know what I mean? Like, I'd imagine the other partner has something that I don't. My insecurities are
Yeah, it's like,
myself.
what pushed you to that point that
Why?
I wasn't
Like,
good enough? Yeah.
You know, what is it about me? And that's like one of my biggest things personally, if I'm speaking from my perspective. Like, it
I get it. I think it's
you
a
know,
lot of us. Same here.
gets to me. It gets to me. What is it about the other person? What am I
Yeah.
not providing?
I'd
You know
even
what I
probably
mean?
ask. I'd be like, yeah, okay,
Now,
so
get
I know we done, but like,
Yeah, and especially
What
if
was
I
it?
take them back, like,
oof,
it will still be at the back of my mind, like, I'm number 2 to whoever that was.
oof.
You know what I mean? Always, no matter what. I'll never be like that jet. Dude, that hurts.
And it's
hurts.
broken trust because every time they go out, they go into the shops. You're like,
And like,
Are you
I feel
really
like
going
I'm
to the
forcing
shops?
her to stay, like, just because she did a bad thing. Like, you have to be with me now. Mate. And at the same time, yeah, wherever she goes, I'm going to the shops. Oh, okay, cool, let me come with you. It's just late, dude. I think dash the whole relationship, it's fine. Just throw it away. First question, right? So
First question.
The question, wait, if you cheated on someone, would you be okay with going back to the person? I really wonder how you would answer this.
I would struggle because you see, even this, I would struggle because I would forever beat myself up about it. So like, they could forgive me completely, but I don't think I'd be able to come to a place where I forgive myself, or it would take a long time. I know it would take a long time for me. So
Even if she had forgiven you completely, like 100%, and she was with it, I mean...
but people say they forgive
No,
completely.
but let's assume
But then,
that that's the case.
then they'll
like,
bring
you
it
know,
up at some point, and then that
No,
guilt is
sure,
easy.
for
But
sure.
if
But
they-
like, she wouldn't forget, but she'd forgive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, she really went through it.
If
She prayed
they-
with you, sat down, like,
Yeah.
really got it out. But she wouldn't forget. No, obviously.
if they wanted, like if they were open
How
to
would you
that,
still feel?
I would try my best to be a better person for them. But then it'll take a lot because I've never actually thought of myself in that position.
It's a tough thing.
You
yeah.
see,
and you
so-
asked me that question. I was like, whoa.
You see, that's
Yeah.
that's how I was like, oh, I have an interesting point of view because I've never thought of it from. I've always thought of it because I don't like. For me, it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm just not going to do that. But now, you think about yourself in that position. It's like, oh, so see, I would. If she really wanted me to stay and we could really work through that, but it would be too painful for me, I think, even though
That'd be
I
tough.
did the wrong.
But here's my thing, right? Yeah. Here's my thing. It's a lot more painful for her if you think about it. So I think
would-
your 100% of effort should be put into, okay, she's going through this as well. So I think if you still love her, if it's not a circumstance of you fell in love with another person,
Yeah,
and you still love her, I think
that's
onus is
actually
on
quite
you
deep there.
to be like, no, she's putting in this effort, so I got to as well. It's gonna be hard for me, it sucks for you, but you started this, you put her through that pain, she's going through it, so I gotta go through it as well.
Yeah.
At least it's a bare minimum I can do. She's giving me the chance, at least I can do is take it.
But honestly, if she wasn't sure, I would say like, let's cut it
Oh,
because
if she wasn't, yeah, no.
I would, even if she like, or she was struggling to forgive, like I'd just say like, you know what, this, because that like I on the other
It's
side,
really hectic, eh? It's so like, jeez, sure. And like to actually see the person you hurt like that, like, yes, I can imagine. Like, I really hurt you, eh? Like,
nah, guys, just stay loyal to your people. Just treat them good and just love them. Like as simple as that, and communicate because it's not fun. That
Yeah.
that can break
Talk,
a person.
man.
That
Talk,
pushes
talk,
someone
talk.
towards
Talk before you
suicide,
act.
depression.
yeah,
Phew, that's another side, eh?
it is.
Like seeing myself like that. I've never seen myself like
Right.
that. So like it's hard to see myself like that. But we're all human and we all have the potential to do bad things, and that's one of the bad things we have the potential to.
Yeah.
But we have to choose not to. Anyway. So that's us.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, it got too deep. It was like, yeah, seeing myself like that, yeah. Anyway.
I'm good. I'm a Nate.
Peace out.